Mackenzie Dern versus Tecia Torres. Both ranked in the top 10, jockeying, like I said, for a title fight in the near future. Mackenzie Dern is coming off a loss to Marina Rodriguez. She's coming at 5'4" with a 63-inch reach. And the tiny tornado, Tecia Torres, coming on a 3-fight win streak. She's coming at 5'1" with a 61-inch reach. This is an interesting fight. I sat here and racked my brain last night trying to figure out what I was thinking as how this was going to go, because I'm a big Tecia Torres fan. I think her 5 fights that she's lost are also to the last 3 champions and to all, just bangers. We're talking Rose Namajunas, Zhang Wei Li, and Joanna Young Jacek, to name 3 of the 5, I believe. She's a beast, but she's tiny, and I picked her last time out against Angela Hill, and Angela Hill is one thing, but Mackenzie Dern is definitely another thing. I'm going to hand it off to you, though, to see what you're thinking.
Oh, I didn't pick Tecia Torres last time. And, I think this is an interesting fight because you look at the styles here, and Tecia Torres is a decision machine. She, in terms of point fighting, might be one of the better in the whole promotion for just throwing high volume, landing strikes that aren't necessarily significant, but, just touching girls up and doing enough to win on the scorecards. I am really high on Mackenzie Dern as well. I think that she has a lot of promise, but after her last fight, I get concerned about what happens to Mackenzie Dern when the ground game isn't available. I think the fact that this fight is 3 rounds will probably play in her favor, being the ground artist here, but I think Tecia Torres has been in there with the best of them. I think she's, gone the distance, and, I think she has the experience to fight off the wrestling, and if she does get taken down, to make sure she doesn't get submitted. I think majority of this fight takes place on the feet, and Tecia Torres puts in that work.
Yeah, I agree with you. Mackenzie Dern definitely looked lost in her last fight out when she could not get Marina Rodriguez to the ground. And she just got outclassed on the feet. Do I feel like Tecia Torres could do that? Probably, but not to the effectiveness as Marina Rodriguez, because she's a pretty large straw weight. She's taller, she's lankier, and I think she's pretty technical. I think she's in line to get a title shot here soon. But if you go back and you look, Tecia Torres, she's fought the top of the top, but she fought a Carla Esparza and those takedown artists. I don't really think she has. I can't, when I look at her record, I don't really see one that I'm recognizing as one that's like known for their takedowns that she's lost to. Do I think her takedown defense is great? I can't tell you because I really don't know. But not Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern is definitely going to come in larger. I think she cuts more weight. She's definitely taller. She has the reach. I think that is going to be her advantage, her actual size on fight night. I'm taking a leap of faith here. I'm not super ecstatic about picking Mackenzie Dern because I'm a big Tecia Torres fan, but I just don't think she's going to be able to stop the bigger woman and getting her to the ground. I mean, 5'1" is tiny. Not to say that 5'3" is not, but
I really think that Tecia Torres is posed maybe not to make another run for those top contenders, but I think she looks different now. She took almost a year off to just, work. She's American Top Team associated. I think I trust the work that she put in that year. And as much as Angela Hill is on a slump, she's no slouch of a fighter. That's a tough night out for anybody, especially when it's going to be a striker versus striker matchup. I'm not saying I'd pick Angela Hill over Mackenzie Dern, probably not by a long shot, but I think that that was a good fight to get her foot back wet with. And I like the fact that Tecia Torres didn't take another full year off.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from Tecia Torres fan. Like, I really like her, and I like what she has to offer, and I love her intensity. You can go back to our last review of the fight she had against Angela Hill. I was just bubbling about her skills, and yeah, I don't feel any different, especially after a win. But I think this is just going to come down to size, really, and kind of the jujitsu skill. I think she's kind of screwed if she gets it to the ground. But
I
if it stays standing, this is Tecia Torres's game to lose.
I just I think the two big red flags for me on Mackenzie Dern's record are, like you said, the Marina Rodriguez and then Amanda Hebus, because it was like she beat Nina Nunez and she beat Verna Jandiroba. She beat Randa Marcos, which, I mean, not super high level fighters, none of them. I'm glad that she got wins, but not super high level guys. Anytime that, or ladies, excuse me,
Gals.
anytime that she got put against high level competition, seems like she drops the ball. You know, I'm not saying that Tecia Torres will probably just outclass her completely. I'm sure she'll have her moments in this fight, but I think overall, when you look at it and they have to score it by rounds, Tecia Torres is going to do enough each round to just squeak 10-9s out.
Fair enough. See what the bookmakers have to say about that.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. Back to the odds. Mackenzie Dern is coming at the minus 110 favorite, and Tecia the Tiny Tornado Torres coming as the plus 105 dog. This is pretty much a toss up. It's not exactly a toss up, but I mean, pretty close to that minus 100 plus 100 line. Looks like a slight edge to Mackenzie Dern. You seeing anything here that you're piquing your interest on a prop bet wise?
I like the odds just for money line. I think it's very fair considering the skill level of both of these fighters. I like the fact that I am going to get plus money on this card somewhere. I think it's interesting the respect that the bookmakers give to Mackenzie Dern's submission abilities, because the fight goes to decision is only at minus 148 as compared to minus 163 on the Marco Madsen Vince Pinchel fight. So I think there's some respect, and I think there's, maybe some value in playing her by submission. But I do like this fight goes to decision bet at minus 148.
Fight goes decision at minus 148. Um, I considering how our next three fights play out, bet wise, I'm really thinking about maybe it's so hard to. I mean, if you're confident and you're out there watching this and you think one or the other, if you're confident in one of these, I mean, I'm saying maybe throw whoever you're confident in one of these parlays for the top three, because the odds are not looking great for our next three fights from a favorites perspective. I mean, they're pretty fucking high up there, man.
No, it's definitely a risky bet. It's definitely not something you would typically say with a parlay like, hey, let me throw in an underdog where I could bust this whole bitch right out at the start. But like Gage said, the favorites are pretty large favorites at the top of this card. So if you were to make that bet, it would substantially lower your odds, or excuse me, raise your odds on that parlay, and probably help you make some money.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a risky bet. I'm saying Mackenzie Dern. I'm not super confident in it. I'm sorely for the picks. I wouldn't put your money on this, to be honest, but this is what we do. We gotta gamble away.
Couldn't have said it better myself. We got props, we got picks, and we're moving on to the next bitch.